Previously on Charting Course.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Insanity. Welcome to House Life. Excuse me.
The vintage Time Warp Cinema Showcase Avonades.
We're just admiring the wonderful decor.
Oh, well, I can't take credit.
The one thing you may not know about Michael is his massive obsession with the Temperance 7.
Everyone do something theatrical!
You look really stunning, I've got to say.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much.
Welcome back to part 2 of the Titanic Survival Annual Vivid Arts.
And now on BBC One, the world's first 1970s van life series, Charting Course.
Hi, it's been a while. It's almost 4:30 today on the 10th of October 2022. And as you're watching this from the future, or in the future, you're probably thinking, my god, if we're only up to this episode, how far ahead has he got? What's happened to Ulendo? Ulendo could be fixed by now. First priority, number one, what's been going on with Ulendo? Where is he? What's going on with him? Well, he went to Southwest Custom, as you all saw, and he's just kind of been sitting there on the ramp since. He's been there about a month now, I think. I think we left in early September, if I can remember that correctly. He went off and was parked up, and that's the last I saw of him. So Ulendo's restoration is moving forward. We are getting there. However, Southwest Custom need to finish off all the previous classic car projects and the big projects that they've taken on before they can get round to him. So in the meantime, Mr. Dan, the wonderful, amazing man, has sent me a list of various different panels and bits and pieces that I need to acquire for his restoration to go ahead, for Ulendo's restoration, not Dan's. I'm going to buy the parts and then send them direct to Dan so he can weld them in. Meanwhile, they're going to be cutting out the rust while I source all the parts that we need. So in the meantime, I need to try and find all of these bits and bobs, and what I'm going to do, if everything goes according to plan, as soon as I get back home, I'm going to just ask on the Facebook pages for classic traffics and bits and pieces. So I'm part of several fan groups that are catered towards Ulendo's specific type. So hopefully, with their wealth of knowledge and experience and so on, and various different sources, we'll be able to get all the parts that we need. Only problem is we don't just need it for the right side, we also need it for the left side, and the front, and the back, and oh god.
And as with anything related to Ulendo, finding these parts would be as much of an endurance test as finding the right place to take him on was. All throughout October, I was scouring the internet for any parts and panels I could find that were on Dan's list. I asked in every forum and group that I could, but very few panels were already pre-made, so it looked like we'd have to turn to fabricating everything from scratch, which would make the cost of restoration even higher. Dan was looking out for us though, and being the fantastic guy that he is, always kept us updated, bearing our budget in mind while not compromising on his high standard for quality, which was brilliant. Unfortunately though, Ulendo had yet more surprises hidden in his decaying hull. It had already gone from bad to worse, and now it was about to go from worse to breaking point.
So Dan from Southwest Custom has asked me to call him. Oh god. Or to come in, even. He asked me to come in, which I can't at the moment, so...
Hello?
Hi Dan, it's Infinity here.
Hi, are you right?
Yeah, all good, thanks. You sent me a message saying would I be able to pop in?
Are you able to pop in? So I just wanted to go through, because it's quite bad, I just want to go through it with you and just make sure you are happy for us to carry on, that was all.
Okay, alright.
Because it's just quite, and I'm just more concerned that it's just the money's going to rack up on it. The labour on it, that's all.
Yeah, okay. At the earliest I could probably be there on Friday, or I could come next week sometime.
No, Friday's fine.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
It's nothing. It's nothing like too bad. I just want to show you because I've sort of removed quite a bit of areas from the back.
Yeah.
Cleaned up sort of a lot of the areas, and I just want to show you to the extent of what it's like.
Okay.
And just, as long as you're happy, really, for us to carry on, that's all it is. I just want to look out, making sure because of the labour, it's gonna go up.
Yeah, of course. Thanks so much. I'll call my mum and dad and get back to you on that. Okay, I'll get back to you today.
If you prefer us a text, just phone me a text, or if you're able to, at what time, and then that should be right. If I don't answer the phone, that is.
Okay, sure. To what extent have you cut off? You said the back. Is it back underneath or?
Yeah, the underneath. Both rear inner arches and underneath parts of the chassis area, which have gone as well. But yeah, just the back is done.
Okay. Well, thanks very much for giving me the heads up. I appreciate it. I'll make sure to get back to you as soon as possible through a text.
No worries.
All right. Thanks so much, Dan. See you later.
Cheers.
Bye.
After all we'd been through, my months of work and years of dreaming, this was the very first time I questioned if we should really go on. I had a decision to make, and there was only one person I could call to talk about it with.
Dan just got off the phone with me, and what they said is that the more they cut off and so on, they are just taking a look around Ulendo and seeing that the labour cost will go up and up because there's so much work to do. So he wondered if I should come in and take a look at what they've done already, and me decide whether or not we should continue with it and so on. I just wanted to call you for your advice.
Well, it depends on how much, isn't it? That's the big thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
The thing is, there's no one else is going to be able to do a better job, so it's kind of a crunch time, isn't it? It's now or never. You either, have it back on the drive and you live with it, but you never drive it, or you just go with it, you pay the money, and you just try and work your socks off and see how things are. What do you feel you want to do in your gut?
I can't just have it on the driveway and live with it. It's either it drives or I don't have a van.
It's a big decision for you, isn't it, Tommy? I think only you can make the decision. You've either got to say, okay, we're not going to carry on. It's not a good investment. It's not a good idea. It's throwing money out of the window. Let's just take it, away. Or you decide just to tell them, just carry on, and I'll just pay what it is. I think only you can decide that, darling.
I don't know.
I know it's whether to cut your losses now, and maybe get another one, which is slightly younger. I don't know, Tommy. I may be heart set on this one.
My heart would just break if I had to scrap him,
I mean, the thing is, if it wasn't a van and you weren't so passionate about it, supposing it was, supposing it was my jazz, I'd be saying, well, I don't want to spend that much money on it. It's not worth it. Scrap it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know you've invested so much of your energy and your love and your care, and you've wanted this for so long, and we've been so excited about it. We've got footage and film, and we've done all this research on its restoration. We've invested a lot of emotion into it as well.
I just feel horrible, because I knew it was going to be a tough issue, but I didn't realise it was going to be this big. Is there any chance, just because we were saying that I'd be able to go and visit him, and now he's asking me to come and visit, is there any chance I can go to Southwest Custom at some point?
Having lost my job the day before this call, I felt scared and uncertain of what the future would hold. Jokes had returned home too, meaning I was now left in solitude to figure out where my life was to go. In the midst of all this confusion, I knew one thing. I couldn't give up on Ulendo. No matter what, I'd find a way to get him on the road. I gave Dan a call and told him we were ready to go ahead, with my family and friends backing me all the way. And then, 1 month later, Jokes returned, and we checked in on the progress.
Oh my word.
Oh, the boy! Look, Jokes, in the front. Look! Oh my god. Is that Dan?
Is the peacock Dan?
Hallelujah. Sorry.
Enjoy yourself.
The nerves. There he is. There's Dan. Dan the man. So nervous.
Got me. Oh, man.
There he is. Dan. Morning. How are you? Oh god. Oh god.
2 seconds.
Yeah, no problem. Oh, bloody hell. He's a dusty boy.
And so here we are back again at Southwest Custom and Restoration. I've dropped the boys, well, the young men I should say, Infinity and Jokes, off this morning. They've come to see Ulendo. We haven't seen him since we dropped him off back in September. So it's been a couple of months, but it's been lovely. You can see in the distance, I don't think you can see very well, but there is a pheasant. Not a pheasant. A peacock. Get a grip. A peacock strutting around in the car park. It's very cool. It's gorgeous green. He obviously hasn't opened his beautiful plume, but he is strutting around.
Looking forward to this for a while. I hope he hasn't been causing you trouble. Right. Okay.
So this side, a lot of this side's done now.
Yeah?
We've done all around here, under here.
You made a whole new
Yeah, that's all new.
wheel arch.
The inside wheel arch is new. So we fabricated all that.
Yeah.
And this is that new piece you brought.
Yeah, of course. Is it good, yeah?
Yeah, and it is slightly wrong, so we've had to modify it to fit.
Okay.
It was too short here. It should
Okay,
really
right.
be along here.
Okay.
So we've just made this section. We've done all the strength on the inside here as well.
Brilliant.
Where your shock sits up here,
Yeah.
we've remade that. That was rotten. You couldn't really see it 'cause it's behind the shock.
Yeah.
So when we cleaned off some of the sealer, it was rotten. So we've
Yeah.
done the same the other side, but the other side we cleaned up.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
And obviously welded up from the inside as well.
And you're gonna have to...
Yeah, so this is the
These
thing,
all-
it's just growing.
It's growing, yeah.
Well, the rear bumper here is missing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, at the end of the day, my goal, regardless of how long it ends up taking, obviously, I know you guys, that's a different story for you. But like, within realistic capability, I want to kind of future-proof him.
Yeah.
So, preferably, I'd like to get all the really heavy work done now, so I don't have to spend like years of my life doing patchwork jobs, because then it's just going to be a nightmare.
We're concentrating on everything all we're doing, all the
Yeah.
panel work and that. All of this is pretty much, this can be changed at any time.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyone can do that at any time.
Brilliant.
So we'll
stuff
concentrate on all the body,
Good,
get the
good.
flooring all done.
Yeah.
All this looks fine.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Would you want to sand it down anyway, just
Well-
to check, or?
it's getting a bit far, that is, because really you're talking, it sounds like the way you're talking, you might want a bit of restoration here.
Yeah.
And that means you really need to strip the whole thing down, but
The whole thing.
it's a lot of money. I wouldn't advise. All I would say is concentrate on all the main bits we're doing.
Okay.
This is pretty much substantial. This is pretty solid.
Good.
A lot of it's a bit of surface rust here, but this is solid and we can clean it up.
Okay.
But it's all it's the seal. These are the main things. What we're doing and the seals.
Yeah.
Like I said, all this sort of stuff you can just clean up, and this could be replaced at any time.
Yeah.
But this stuff obviously needs doing as it's while it's in.
With Dan kindly giving us a tour and in-depth explanation of all the work he'd done to Ulendo so far, it was clear that my vintage fuel-powered friend was getting the best possible care, with an unmatched attention to detail, recreating even the smallest of details from the original bodywork down to the X-shaped mark on one of the wheel arches. The newly welded metal had been sprayed with a copper primer to add an extra layer of rust protection and longevity to the metal. This is just one of the many things that Southwest Custom does as standard, which would be considered extra anywhere else. Having very little mechanical and bodywork knowledge, I was excited to learn and take in everything he was telling me, partly because I had to give my mum the watered-down version immediately afterwards.
Oh my word, hello. Oh my goodness. Very dusty.
He is, yes. The dust of progress. He does a little bit.
I'm the mum. Oh wow.
Yeah.
My goodness.
So from here, it's all dusted and it's beginning to thankfully, the floor is actually fine. The floor's pretty good. They've done one well where the hole that was there. So, they've done this whole thing, and then on the other side as well, they've
She always stops you.
Don't touch it, my floor.
Right, breakfast in Bath Eastern, I think. I don't know. I can't remember which way we went back last time. There he is. Sorry, Josie. Verdict, I don't know. What were you going to say, Mum?
I don't know. I'm no expert about a van. It's rusty. It needs work, but it's in good hands, and he's still got lovely eyes. Oh, no. I don't know. Just trust the place, don't you? Because it just it's all clean and it's in a lovely setting.
You can tell
they seem to, he just said, he's looking for somebody else. He's been looking for another year for a whole year because he wants somebody else to join the team.
Yeah.
But it's got to be somebody who's passionate about what they're doing.
I think it's only 2 or 3 people at the moment. 3 of them. It's a gorgeous bloody place. Look at this view.
Look at this. I mean, you can't get better. So much better than going to that other place. You can imagine where your van would be and that other place we went to.
Where he would be.
Yeah, the 2 places.
I know. I would never even imagine.
At least you know that it is like he's on a sabbatical. Yeah.
Sabbatical? Yes. It's just because of this little lane. It's this lead up with the little things in the grass, you know?
It's the retreat.
Okay, so it's freezing cold. It's the middle of it's the end of November, and we haven't got the heating on, and we live in a house that just has a massive conservatoire. So although it looks very nice and it's great in the summer, it's freezing in the winter. Woo! I've got my fluffy socks on though, so we're okay. So we just got back from seeing Ulendo, and it's quite the experience. God, it was very fun. Dan and his wonderful crew have done an exceptional job. They've fabricated they've cut out and fabricated 2 brand new rear wheel arches. They've, welded a whole bunch of stuff on. They've covered it all and coated it all in copper to, stop it from rusting again. We need to undertake the arduous task of going about trying to find a bumper for him now, because yeah, that's the thing. His bumper's completely rusted off. We're basically looking at a full underside restoration, but most of his inner underside, the middle section, is fine. It's just all around the edges where the water's kind of run off and just completely rusted him away and corroded him away.
He's doing good. He's doing fine.
He is.
He will be fine.
He will be. We'll get there eventually, one way or another.
I'm gonna find you.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you one way. Yeah, so we're gonna get there one way or another.
I feel like there's a possibility it could be done.
Well, based on the fact that they only started on him a few weeks ago.
Exactly.
And that's what they've done.
In a few weeks. Bearing in mind we're only in November. March is
and he
how
went
many
in
months
September.
away?
He's got such privacy. It's like it's like his private parts are hanging.
Shower curtain.
Shower curtain. He's got a private bathroom. It's like, oh, my bits are hanging out. Let me just put this curtain over real quick.
But I think that, I don't know, I feel like it could be done March, maybe even earlier. Bearing in mind March is quite a way away.
But yeah, so we're really excited to see what happens in the new year. 2023, bring it on! Bring it on. Bring it on! Next time on Charting Course. Christmas comes to town, as Lotta, Jokes and I take you around the famous Bath Christmas markets.
Yeah!
Stop trying to be a huggly, you.
You should film the whole stand.
Especially as a Victorian gentleman.
We show off the best vintage shop in the city,
So here we are at the famous Jack and Danny's.
Actually, I saw it first.
Oh, okay. Ooh, that's groovy.
and madness ensues when my crazy family comes together for the holidays.
I like food.
That's all coming up in the next episode of Charting Course.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yay! Well done.
When a woman puts denim on her man, he knows that the more she puts on, the more life takes off. Denim for men who don't have to try too hard.